Lexine rose to a crouching position. "My right leg feels like it's broken." "It's not broken," Lexine disputed, well aware of Mira's propensity for exaggeration. "Now move your ass!" Mira abruptly straightened, forgetting all about her broken leg. "Look!" she screamed. "It's them!" Lexine spun. There were 4 of them poised on the crown of the hill, their cycles idling, their black leather jackets and pants lending an ominous aspect to their appearance. "Damn!" Lexine fumed. Why the hell had she ever agreed to bring Mira along? Mira wasn't up to this. She'd slowed them down, and now they were as good as dead. "Here they come!" Mira shrieked. The 4 riders gunned their motorcycles and roared down the hill, zooming toward the 2 women. Lexine drew her knife and stepped in front of Mira, her countenance grim, her determination revealed in the compressed line of her red lips and the jutting set of her pointed chin. The motorcycles closed in. 3 of the riders were women, the 4th a tall man. His dark hair, dyed blue, was shaped in a mohawk, the exposed skin on either side of his mane of hair tanned a deep brown by the scorching sun. A chain belt secured his leather pants. Attached to the belt above his right hip was a brown holster containing a Browning high-power 9mm auto pistol. Lexine warily watched the approaching bikers, wishing she had a gun of her own. The 3 women bikers all wore black leather, and only one of them was armed with a handgun, a Charter Arms bulldog and a shoulder holster under her left arm. The other 2 women were each packing a knife and a sword. One of them, a blonde, wore her knife on her left hip, while the other wore the knife on her right. Both women carried their swords in leather scabbards strapped to their backs. "What do we do?" Mira wanted to know. Lexine didn't answer. There was nothing they could do. The man with the mohawk braked his big Harley to a stop not 10 feet in front of them. The woman with the bulldog slid to a halt 6 feet to their right. The blonde did likewise to their left, and the final woman circled and stopped about 8 feet behind them. Lexine frowned. They were surrounded. All 4 switched off their bikes at the same moment. The resultant silence after the rumbling clamor of the cycles seemed almost unnatural. Lexine detected a slight ringing in her ears. Mohawk grinned, displaying a gap where 2 of his upper front teeth had once been, and leaned back on his Harley. "Well, well, well," he said sarcastically, winking at the blonde. "What do we have here?" The blonde snickered. "It's Big Bad Lex and her shadow, Mira the Wimp." "Who are you calling a wimp?" Mira demanded defensively. The blonde glanced at Mohawk. "Mira's all mine," she told him. "Whatever you want, Pat," Mohawk said. Lexine snorted. "How do you stand it, Cardew?" she asked the male biker. "Stand what?" "That brown stain coating your nose." Cardew laughed at her insult. "I always did like your sense of humor, Lexi. I'm gonna miss it." "Just like that, huh?" "Yep, just like that. I have my orders," Cardew informed her. "Terza was real clear on what she wants done with you." "I'll bet she was," Lexine snapped. Cardew sighed and shook his head. "You knew this was coming, Lex. No one defies Terza. You know that." "Let's get this over with," Pat interjected. "Let's waste these dumb bitches and head back." Lexine faced the blonde. "You talk real brave when the odds are 4-2. But how are you when it's 1-on-1? Pat scowled. "You think you can take me?" Lexine nodded, her green eyes twinkling. "I know I can take you." "We'll see about that." Pat slammed her kickstand down and climbed from her Triumph. "What are you doing?" Cardew asked her. "What does it look like I'm doing?" Pat retorted. "Terza said we're supposed to make it quick." "I'll make it quick," Pat promised. She smiled and slowly drew her sword. "Cut Lex to ribbons," urged the woman with the bulldog. "Don't worry, I will." Lexine moved to her right, keeping her eyes on that sword. It had a 30-inch double-edged blade and a large hilt, and it had been especially crafted for Pat by one of the blacksmiths. Pat, confident in her ability to the superior reach of her weapon, walked directly toward the redhead. "I'm going to take your head back to Terza as a gift." "Come and get it," Lexine said, baiting her adversary. Pat charged.